Hi, how are you?
Excellent. Thank you for asking.
So you're one of the artists here at the Blue Ridge Parkway Center, Folk Art Center, and maybe you could tell me a little bit about what you do.
This is a novelty activity I'm doing now, and it is 100% weather dependent. If I don't have a clear sky and as much heat as possible, it's just do something else. So I have both of those components today, luckily, and I am using all the little tricks that I know of, and there's always something I can learn, and I hope I'm always open to that. I'm using a piece of cordboard underneath this. You can see that it's kind of flexible, but it's very lightweight and easy to pick up. And I've covered it cleverly with a black plastic trash bag, the heavy-duty kind. And I'm using the black as opposed to white trash bag, plastic, because I'm going to set this out in the sun and I want as much heat to dry the paint as fast as possible, and the black will be better than the white. Plus, if I've just wet, using water and a sponge, I've just wet the fabric, and this is cotton, to stick down to the plastic. I pressed it a little bit, so that if the wind comes up, it won't pick up the end of my fabric and toss it over and, stick it together and make a mess. So now that the fabric is wet, this is the first step, I'm going to mix my paint, which is paint that it's not precious or expensive. It's the generic brand. There are only two sources of this paint, and it's this particular paint that will react with the sun or from the UV rays of the sun and start this whole process and make it work. And my solution is water. Well, I'll just pour it out. Generally, I use 3 spoonfuls, small spoonfuls of paint and about the same, amount of water. Any kind of water, doesn't have to be distilled or chemical free. Hopefully it doesn't have too much chlorine in it. And you just mix it up so that you don't get a big lump of paint. But this paint is wonderful in many ways. It's non-toxic. The solution is water, so I can use every cell of the paint. And if I had pets around, in fact, there usually are a lot of dogs here on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Animals are not particularly interested in this. It doesn't smell or anything, or look like it would be food. But if they licked it, no problem, no sickness, no poisoning or anything. And if it gets on your skin, well, it looks ugly, but it won't hurt you in any way. So far, I've done this about 20 summers, and at the end of the summer, when the leaves are not green and pliant, they're brown and crispy and breaking, I'm tired of leaves and the whole process, but when the year turns around again, I can't wait for it to start. So I find leaves and shapes, the shapes of leaves and their individual differences are fascinating. I could not possibly improve. Hi. On Mother Nature. So I'm putting the paint on, as you can see. When I first started this process, I was teaching at camp, so I was teaching teenage girls how to do this. And I was trying to be, I'm doing 2 here at a time. I was trying to be very, teacherly and important, like I had done it for years when I hadn't done it much before. So the background that I painted, I covered every little bit.
So are these
very carefully.
decals that you put on here? How did you get these
Oh,
images out?
I drew a picture on freezer paper and cut it out, a bird and loosely a brand kind of thing there, flower-ish. And then I ironed it onto the dry white cotton before I did anything. I probably could put the paint on and then here are some that I took off another. And I could probably put the paint on and stick my dry bird on there, but this seems
Is this
to,
just cotton,
yes,
plain cotton?
Yeah.
And you use regular freezer paper, like parchment paper or?
freezer paper.
Freezer
Because
paper.
you can iron the glossy side of the freezer paper
Oh, okay.
onto the fabric and it sticks it's real easy. This entire sun printing process is once you do it 2 or 3 times, it is very easy. It's an excellent learning device if you can find something that's very, very simple and easy, and then overlearn it quickly. Then other aspects of it, like the placement. Do I want a bird? Not all the time. Do I want a dragonfly? Do I want a story involved here? Yes, I do. I want the bird to be looking at this dragonfly and a conversation, which the viewer will have to make up. But I want
Can
that
I eat
story.
you up?
Pardon me?
Can I eat you up?
Yes. Or yes, or give a message, but yeah. Yeah. Are you tasty? Yeah, that would be
And
nice.
why is this bird pink? Just because the last time
I've
you
used it
painted?
before, like
Okay.
this one has
So
been
that's
used.
bird. And
Right.
So there's nothing to be torn off. at
Is that
this-
bird at some point
There
going to get?
will, at the, when
you take
it's
this
dry,
off.
when the paint is dry.
And then you take it off.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
I have a whole lot of, we're going to say hundreds, of, I just call them little toys. This one is a cutaway from a fake plastic lace tablecloth, which cost me 50 cents at the thrift store. It was huge, and it had a cigarette burn in it. Goody,
Great
goody.
idea to
Yeah,
use it.
And it works
Yes.
wonderfully if with kids, because you can give them a whole big piece or smallish piece of fake plastic tablecloth and crummy little kid scissors if they're very small and don't want, sharp edges. And they can cut out all kinds of insects or flying doodads or whatever they want, and they can say it is whatever they want because they dreamed it up. So here's another. I like curved circular pieces because they offset the angular real leaves and ferns and that are generally
So we
pointed.
can
This is
have
my
a look at
press.
some finished works.
So this is a kind of simple, but I have found that the more pressure on the leaves. This one's stuck together. Fuss, fuss, fuss. And the thinner it makes the leaves and ferns. And I've in my great experience, my advanced expertise, I have found that I'm gravitating more and more to really, really wrecked out pieces, ferns, leaves with holes in them, destroyed, distressed. I really like the way they look. I press these down. I want them
Is
to.
that its regular paint roller that's gotten?
Yeah, it's
tougher?
gotten wet with the paint, but it's just for the pressure. And let's see. You can see how careful I am. But the ferns will probably last me a couple of tries, I hope. They'll tell me if, I mean, they won't speak, of course.
Oh, of course they will.
Well,
Night.
well, yes. I'll use them, and if it doesn't work, it's okay. I'll put them back in the earth so they can fulfill their destiny as plants. And every year, the weather is different. It's surprising how the plants will reveal that. If it's dry, you will get a lot of plants, leaves that do not grow, especially on the south side of a tree or a bush. They don't grow as robustly, as lushly, or as pliant. They're not as pliant as before. But a week of rain can change all of that. Or I can put them in a kind of a puddle of water and keep them wet. It does make for a mess, but to do this, I think one would have to have a pretty high tolerance for mess. It's messy, and it's time-consuming getting all these plants and ferns and stuff like that. But it's not hard. I mean, all you do is bend over and, you know, pick it up. Like first cup of coffee in the morning. It's good if you get your plants when there's some moisture in the air.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
what
like you
kind
can
of-
do what you want.
What kind of paint do you use
Ah.
for this?
I use the generic brand from Pro Chemical and Dye. It's an American brand up in Falls River, Massachusetts.
Is
And-
that for painting walls, or is it for
no,
painting?
it's specifically for painting any smooth surface. And why this will work is because, I don't know if you can tell. See how the paint is a little bit
It's not
shiny
watercolor.
looking? There's a little bit of viscosity to the paint, and
Okay.
that makes what I'm putting on here stick really easily, plus the water, of course. The interest is how to use the leaves and what you have in a way that draws the viewer's eye around. Like bad placement, I think pretty much people would agree, would be to take ferns or long, like a dandelion piece, and have them go like this, here, 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 drawing your eye outside the picture. No, you don't want that. You want people to look around and see every bit of it that they can. And again,
What is your circle there for, just out of curiosity? When you put the circle.
well, it's because I have so many other angular
Okay, so you're
parts.
sort of like it's almost a sun being drawn, or?
Well, again, that's the story that I hope the viewer will fill in. Not, I mean, and also, I don't want to put a title on this, like, here's a bird talking to a dragonfly. Really, I figure you can.
Now, is this gonna be two different
that
works?
yourself.
Or you seam them together on,
2 pieces, and these are my experiment pieces. And because I'm here at the Folk Art Center just for 3 days this time, I did not bring all my toys, but I have a lot. Yeah, it's irresistible. Anything that will stay flat will make some sort of an impression. So here's a piece that fell off some stained glass doodad I had. Oh yeah, and it's surprising what will work, and it's also surprising what will not work. Like, you would think this is this little bug-like thing. I got it from Dollar Tree, you know, it just kind of fell off or something. Would be adorable and great. It's adorable here, but it's probably not. I'll give it a try, but I doubt that it will even make much of an impression. But these flat little glass globs, whatever, there's probably a name for these, but I don't
Buzz
know.
Bob sounds good.
Yeah, I think, you know, at the glass factory, they probably have glass that they have to clean up or get out of some container, and that's where these are from. And these are just broken pieces of stained glass, so I use them. And just try them out. It is important to, I think, leave a little bit of space, but I could fill in that part right there. Ta-da, with a ginkgo leaf. I like ginkgos because they're kind of curvy. Maybe.
Wow, nice.
Well, we'll see. And look, if it doesn't work, if it comes out looking lousy, you know, I mean really like yuck, the little voice in my head says, you know, Sandra, get a grip. It's just a piece of cloth. I'm not faceting diamonds here. And a piece of cloth could be easily used as, ta-da, a dust cloth, or the back of a pot holder, or some other utilitarian thing.
Okay.
We're gonna come back and see you.
When you take everything off.
Now, how long
Excellent.
are you gonna be working on this piece? If we come back in
Oh,
half an
I'm
hour.
done. I'm going to set this out in the sun.
Okay.
It's almost,
And we'll see
almost
how that
finished, I would
goes.
say.
Okay.
And the reason that this will work is that because and the reason you buy a particular, it says transparent here, it used to on the other side, the label would say sunprint paint, is because the UV rays will set the paint when I set it out in the sun over there for more heat, direct sun, and the heat will dry the paint, but the slippery surface with the water and the paint that I've put on the cotton here will
Stay.
allow the paint to move around so that when the periphery dries around the bird and around all this stuff, that'll be good. And the leaves will start to dry themselves. When they start to dry and shrink, there'll be a white line where they've gotten smaller. The white line will show the fabric underneath, and I'll know that it's dry. Then when I pull it up, I will find it will look like I've painted all around it, but not under it, because capillary action will, it's science, not magic. Capillary action will pull the pigment with the water in it out completely. And I didn't have to do anything. I mean, to make that. So
Well, we're
I'll put this in the sun.
Thank you.
We'll have a look when you come back.
Excellent. So put this in the sun and let it dry. Ta-da. Over here. Hello, sunshine. this one is dry. And yeah, it's worked. There we are. Let's see if the fern. I'm holding on to these. They may not be able to be used again, but I'm trying not to mess up the Parkway place here. See, even the little discs. Let's see if this flying piece of plastic. Yeah, I think it looks like a little insect.
Okay.
So,
So that pretty much covers it, would you say?
yeah, except that I'll do another layer
Oh, yeah?
of paint on this.
Okay.
I might do a very light tan. And that's part of the fun of it too. It's like, I don't know what I should use. Maybe maroon. That might be pushing it too much. No.
Okay.
Yellow would be great, but I'm running a little short on the yellow right now. So, but a light blue. I think I might try for a light blue.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, I'll put another color over there. Purple. Ta-da.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for sharing all this with me and others that come here to the Blue Ridge Folk Art Center. Blue Ridge Parkway, excuse me.
Yeah, Blue Ridge Parkway Folk Art Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, your name is?
Sandra, Roland.
Roland. Okay. So that's all I have time for right now. So I'm going to have to go bye-bye. But
Thank you for listening.
Maybe we'll do something more in-depth later.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's got to be in good weather or I won't be painting.
All right. Might have to
Thank you.
fly someplace warm, huh? Okay, well, bye-bye.
Bye, goodbye, goodbye. Come again.
Thank you so much.
The